you watch on your phone now. Can't wait till they stream this, and they watch it over and over, over and over. Reporters can't approach ya, your teammates wanna roast ya. I did it for the culture. You know that I, yeah, you know that I got, yeah. Reporters can't approach ya, your teammates wanna roast ya. Did it for the culture.
War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them I'm ready, any opponent. The crown heavy and every minute it shows it. A path only fit for kings, and you won't know what this court means. What did you enlist for? If it isn't getting more rings, then you gon' have to switch your team. Trust me, it gets more mean. I'm a nightmare going up against your dreams. First step is explosive like a bomb hit. Bet if I let it fly, I cannot miss. And you ain't got a chance at the top 10 when you getting clamped all night by a locksmith. On the block throwing lobs to my top bigs. I'm a chef, no look with the top dish. Tie game, through the pressure as the clock ticks. Crossover, step back, hit a shot, switch. Tell them that's what we ready for. Tell them that's what we ready for. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. This is how champions are made, but it never happens in a day. It's all hard work, but it's why what happens when we play 9 out of 10 times, I'ma lap you in the race. Say you work hard, but you really didn't. You lack drive like
Yes, sir. As always, good evening, beautiful people. Welcome to week 7. Can you believe it? Of overtime. Make some noise. Can we make some noise? Yes, sir. Oh, week 7. Guess what? We have more highlights than preachers have suits, okay? You're going to get the full recap of the Rumble at Ratliff between Mojo and OHS. Also, the Rebs were back at home while the Dogs were on the road. We'll check how Legacy and Midland High played as well. But first, I don't want to be rude, okay? So let me introduce you to the Ghostbusters of West Texas. I'm Winston, obviously, because, you know, those reasons. Then you have the Prodigy, Mason Stores, Alex Camarada, and J. Poe Jonathan Polasic. He was at the crosstown rivalry between Mojo and OHS. And Jonathan, the tickets were sold out. There was a whole concert before the game. Did it live up to the hype?
Well, Corey, this game certainly lived up to the hype tonight. ODESSA High and Permian High came out firing. And with the way that both teams were playing and with the way that the fans were rocking out tonight, it's no wonder that they call this game the Rumble at Ratliff. And with that, let's go ahead and get ready to rumble. Game of the week, week 7, it's the Rumble at Ratliff. Permian High is fired up as they get ready for rival ODESSA High, who's also raring to go in this one. Second play of Permian's first drive, it's a quick little pass to the wideout, Jaquan Richardson. It's nothing but green grass and one Bronco to beat, and he does. 68 yards in the early lead for Mojo. But the Broncos immediately answer. Diego Cervantes going for the end zone, and he finds Ivan Carrion, who wrestles it down for 6. This time it's Mojo. The inside handoff to Tristan Johnson. He skirts one defender, makes a second one miss, and outruns a third all the way to the end zone with the dive and a Mojo touchdown. Near the end of the half, it's ODESSA keeping things close. Cervantes hits a wide open, and I mean wide open, Javante Delsey with all the room in the world. Easy score for ODESSA, but Mojo would lead by 6 at half. Let's hear from Coach after the horn. And here with me now is the winning head coach from tonight's Rumble at Ratliff, Permian High head coach Jeff Ellison. And Coach, first off, congratulations on a hard-fought win. You know, this game seemed to really turn on that special teams play in the first half. You had a punt return for a touchdown. Kind of talk to me about it, how that impacted tonight's game.
Well, we knew at some point that special teams was going to come in to a factor, and that was a great play by Jaquan of just staying alive. You know, he's a great athlete, makes big plays, and so, I mean, it was a great run and touchdown by him.
Absolutely, allowed y'all to pull away. Well, Coach, thank you for your time, and again, congratulations on tonight's win.
Thank you.
All right, well, there you have it. This was truly a back-and-forth game tonight, and every time it looked like that Permian was about to pull away, ODESSA would come firing back, but in the end, it was Permian that ultimately had just a little too much for the Broncos on this night. Your final tonight is Permian High 48, ODESSA High 29. Corey, back to you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Big win for Mojo. Now down in Pecos, Greenwood was looking to bounce back from their loss last week, and the Rangers made themselves right at home with an early 7-point lead. Thanks to Aaron Fikes, they extended that to 14. And then on the ensuing drive, the Eagles, they take a trip to Pick City as G Wood steps up big on defense. Then after that, though, Ty Flowers says, "Attention, Zane Ogle. I'm going to need you to be ready for our descent into the beautiful end zone where the paint is purple and the points are 6. Rangers get back in the winning column, and I'm now joined by their head coach, Rusty Purser. Now, Coach, this morning you told me you hoped to see me after the game, and now we're here. I'm interviewing you right now. How great did that feel? So how important was it to get this dub tonight after those 2 losses these past 2 weeks?
Well, that was kind of the message coming back from Graham and getting started on the week, was just the fact that we need to be 1-0. I mean, you turn the slate over, it's a new chapter in district play, refocus, get everything going, and I was proud of our kids. That's really what they did. Really had some bad taste in our mouth after those last 2. I mean, felt like we just really didn't play well against Graham a week ago, and so we came back, turned things around, had a good week of practice, and then it paid off for us tonight.
And Coach, what took me by surprise was last week y'all didn't score a point, but tonight I scored 42. What was the difference between last week and tonight?
Well, you know, I think it just started from the beginning of the game, just being able to have a little bit of a spark, get the ball moving. You know, we were able to throw it a little bit and then run it. You know, we brought a freshman running back into the game this week, and he did a pretty good job tonight and had some nice carries. That opened up things, and then got Aaron Fikes back in there to start running downhill and really did a good job. So I feel like our kids understood that, you know, there was just a lack of execution a week ago in Graham, and we came back and put things together and were able to get some momentum early on in this game and then just finish out and really have a good night.
Yeah, Coach, back to the basics, running the football just like G Wood loves to do. Great job tonight, Coach, and good luck next week against Sweetwater. All right, family, let's get our steps in for today. Got to come over and check on my guy, Alex Camerata. Now, Alex, my Brody. I heard Legacy and Bears friendship. Is that true?
Corey, this Legacy offense was so scary. I think ghosts would be spooked. It was an old-fashioned shootout here at Grande Communications Stadium. And with the likes of Marcos Davila, McKylan Young, and Donnie Bishop, the pedal was to the metal for the Rebels. They were yelling all night on homecoming. Here are the first half highlights. Homecoming at Grande Communications Stadium as Midland Legacy welcomed in the Friendship Tigers. In the first, with the Rebels trailing 7-0, quarterback Marcos Davila hooks up with Donnie Bishop for a 44-yard touchdown strike to tie the game up. No, this next play is not a replay. Davila on the very next drive hits Bishop again, and this time he takes it 56 yards to the house to tie the score at 14-14. With 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter, running back McKylan Young leaps over the goal line for the 4-yard score and then hits a bow like Corey Mose to thank the home crowd. This player had this to say in the player's perspective.
All right, Donnie, huge game for you and the squad. What was it like in front of the home crowd and just in homecoming? What were you feeling?
It felt great having the stands packed and knowing that everybody came to watch this game. And it just felt good to, I mean, it was rough at the beginning, but I mean, when we needed it, everybody pulled through.
As you can see, I think the Rebels had a little bit of fun here on homecoming, dropping a cool 68 points, which, by the way, they could have scored some more, but Coach Hartman said, let me put the second team in down the stretch. That's your final here from Midland Legacy. Corey, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Alex. Man, he had the towel over the head. He loved to see it. Okay, this game actually happened yesterday, Midland High versus San Angelo Central. And San Angelo, well, they'll punch it in here after the first try. And then the second try, they finally get in. There we go. And that's how they scored their first touchdown of the game, and that wouldn't be their last, though, as Sangelo's quarterback, Big Boy, does a little juke move to get into the end zone, and the Bobcats were up early, and they stayed up, too, as Midland High would lose this one 41-17. Swinging it over to Kermit, though. Down there, they took on SLATON, and boys and girls, if you love defense, then this would be the game for you. Both teams played great defense until this play, 3 minutes left in the half, and man, oh man, that boy fast. SLATON scores the first touchdown of the game, but the Yellow Jackets said, oh yeah, we got something for that, okay? Zamarion Connolly would take it to the house, then that made it all tied up with 28 seconds before halftime. It would change though as Kermit barely loses this one, 27-26. All right. It's time for that 30-second countdown, but let me take a quick break. Actually, that's a joke. Let's see what's coming up on Game Time real quick. We had Kermit versus SLATON barely making it in. I wish Kermit would just had a little field goal there to get that dub. After that, though, we're going to go over to our Athlete of the Week with Alex Camerata. Then after that, we're going to move over to another matchup with Midland Christian where they saw a famous celebrity, by the way. Let's just, spoiler alert. Then we're going to move over to, it looks like, another highlight there for tonight. And lastly, we're going to go top plays of the week for Week 7. We'll be right back.
You don't have days like this. You don't have days like this. Only a face like this. You don't ever play like this. Tell them please, man, hella freeze on the day I miss. My handle game certified, you would never know when the thing might switch. Don't watch the ball, honestly, that's how you fall. What you say, we finna lose? Listen, dude, man, not to y'all. Who tryna brawl? You kinda small. On the court, yo, I'm a dog. Beating y'all by 50 now, it's no problem to pile it on. How can I lose? When I be crossing the model day shoes. When I'm in the lane, yo, me and the pirates the same. Cause you know I'm dropping them jewels. Popping the cruise when I was in school. Probably wasn't a popular dude, but ever since I got the offer to go with my Abba, I'm proud to say I got the juice. Battery charge. Swap so wrapped up. We're not kidding, man. Anybody wanna get it, tell them we next up. Gold medal on lock. Until then, yeah, I'ma settle on top. So don't believe me, just turn on your TV and tell them to watch. They play me cause my game's crazy, but I came ready with the juice. My game too cold, your game too slow. You hype trains thrown on with the dupe. New levels, new devils. That means it's time to grind. So what you saying? Hand to the plow. New heights to climb. If this my moment, my time to shine. This little light of mine, I'ma go so hard that I might be blind. We've been working in the off season, getting started when y'all leaving. Yo, this finna be a harsh beating. You in for a long evening. Most of y'all could get caught cheating on the real, still wouldn't call it even. If we seen them in the streets, they don't really want beef like all vegans. Lord Jesus, you don't know what you up against. Bruh, when? Man, this finna be a breeze like a gust of wind. Trash talk, I'm under skin. Pass y'all, then rub it in. Y'all better hurry. This Stephen Curry versus Shep and Birdie in above the rim. Ragdoll, y'all bad dog. Can't help, I let her win. Highlight real be something like you. Gold medal on lock. I'ma settle on top. If they still don't believe me, then turn on your TV and tell them all watch. Tell them all watch. Tell them all watch. Tell them all watch. Get about my way. Get about my way. This here on lock. This here on lock. We roll with the winners, and if you a winner, then you with the squad. Yeah. We coming to get it. We coming to get it. You ready or not? Tell them all watch. Tell them all watch. Tell them all watch. Tell them all watch. Get about my way. Get about my way. This here on lock. This here on lock. We roll with the winners, and if you a winner, then you with the squad. Yeah. We coming to get it. We coming to get it. You ready or not?
Welcome back to Overtime. I should have caught that pass, by the way. I look like a scrub out here today. All right, it's time to introduce our Athlete of the Week, Gabriel Baeza, quarterback from Big Spring High School. Well, he led the Steers to a 4-1 record this season, and he's not done yet.
Gabriel Baeza had a monster game last week, scoring all 7 touchdowns for the Steers in their 47-29 win over Littlefield. And the signal caller credits the scheme.
It's just the coaching staff that came out with a great game plan, and the O-line, they just torched their defensive line all game and just made ways for me.
But Baeza's coaching staff gives all the credit to QB1.
You know, Gabriel's he's a great kid on and off the field. You know, he's always here. He puts in the work after practice, before practice. You know, he watches lots of film. He's just a very coachable kid. And he's a good leader for our guys. and he just gets better every week. You know, we ask him to do this, and he does it. He's a yes, sir kind of guy, and we love him here at Big Spring.
Baeza would say the same about his community.
It just means a lot, especially with the fans, but just the town in general, man. It's just been real great.
Well, I'm just proud of him and just how he is as a person, though, more than anything. He's a great kid to be around, and he's a great part of our football team.
And when you're named Athlete of the Week, few feelings are better.
It just feels great, man. I just gotta thank my O-line, the coaches, my teammates. It's been real great.
Oh man, that's great. Now, Gabe, I talked to him yesterday. Actually, we went out to Big Spring, and kid's like this big, you know, and he's big. Like he's not just a small quarterback that just slings it. He runs people over, as you saw in the highlights. So, congratulations, Gabe, and I hope you continue to have a great season. All right, now, our very own Mason Storrs. Guess what? He's at Grande Communication Stadium tonight. Now, Mason, I'm told a celebrity was with y'all. Is that you? Were they talking about you being a celebrity?
You know what, Corey? If you ask my mom, of course she's going to say that I was the star tonight. But it's pretty hard to steal the spotlight when you're standing across the field from a Liberty Christian head coach who's also a former Dallas Cowboys great, and Jason Witten. But listen, that star power didn't slow these Mustangs down, so it's not going to slow us down. Let's take a look at those highlights. Well, it was homecoming tonight for Midland Christian as they defended their house against the Liberty Christian Warriors. The Mustangs would start scoring off by putting themselves in the perfect position for number 3, River Rodriguez, to claw his way into the end zone and get that energy flowing. But the Mustangs got a taste and wanted some more. Snap here to River Rodriguez, and he slips in there with some outstanding lead blocking from Carson Hufford. And late in the first, Midland Christian decides to put some razzle-dazzle on it. Quick little pass out to number 9, Jack King, who slings it downfield to number 28, Sean Madison, to put some more points on the board. Let's see how the game went from a player's perspective. All right, man, y'all's offense was just all over the place tonight. I mean, they didn't know what to do with y'all. What was y'all's scheme coming in?
Well, at first we thought they were going to give us a little two-shell look, and they come out and they were in man. So to establish that running game, we wanted to take some shots over the deep, take our long balls, and try to connect on those to get them back, push back, so that way we could run the ball.
You know what, Corey? The bottom line is, once the Mustangs got their foot on the gas tonight, they weren't going to take it off. Corey?
Thank you, Mason. Okay, district opener for Crane. They took on Odessa Compass. Thank you again, Mason, for having that game for us. Jason Witten, you got to see him. Crazy to see it. I got to see the Crane Golden Cranes. They were out in Greenwood tonight, and it looked like they were either on the scoreboard or possessed. Oh, the highlights behind me. That's crazy. That's their boy Jason getting into there. And then Jackson Willis going to Oliver Cervantes over the middle. He's slipping slides for a touchdown. And then lastly, Jackson, you can't have a Crane highlight without him getting into the end zone, am I right? He goes in for 6 as the Golden Cranes takes over this game from start to finish, beating Odessa Compass by over 40 points. Let's move over to Coahoma and Idalou. And of course, this is actually Reagan County versus Abernathy. There goes Coahoma. There we go. Running out the tunnel there. And then they're going to go deep. Now, Coahoma usually runs the ball, but this time they use the air to score. But Idalou, well, guess what, folks? They're not boo-boo, okay? Folks, they ran away in this one, 62-24. Now let's head over to Reagan County and Abernathy. And man, it was Antelopes all night long. Jess Hall throws it to Anthony White for an Antelope touchdown. Then check out this punt return, okay? It looks like a soccer match, right? If it goes up, then the ball's just bouncing around, right? Who wants it? Who wants it? Who wants it? Then finally, Luke Houston picks up the ball. Look at this, bro. It took forever. They finally pick up the ball and runs 80 yards for an Antelope touchdown. And unfortunately, guess what? Abernathy, they're going to score again and again and again. They win tonight 70-18. We're moving over to Grady, where my boy Walter, shout out, he got this highlight. Yeah, I see you, buddy. They ran out the tunnel there led by the seniors, and Buena Vista, though, they didn't care because they're going to score touchdowns if you're out here. They go all the way down the field in one play, and you're not going to catch him, okay? But the thing about it, Grady, they got some playmakers too. They pitch it and then they go across the field as the Wildcats will skedaddle all the way down to the end zone. And look at this stop here by 25. Oh my goodness, he just came out of nowhere on that screen. You love to see it, but Grady just couldn't score enough as Buena Vista gets the dub tonight, 56-40. All right, folks, you know what time it is, right? Top plays, baby, we made it. It's time, week 7 nominees. Here we go, let's do it. Tristan Johnson, welcome to the top play nominees table. I'm proud of you. He goes up the field against OHS, and he's gonna rumble and stumble and not tumble, but instead jump into the end zone. And then let's go over to Legacy. You saw it earlier with my guy, Alex Camerata. Donnie Bishop, 2 big touchdowns tonight. There goes one of them. He shrugs out of the defender, and then he's gonna use those legs to get into the end zone. And lastly, we're gonna move out to Midland Christian. This is actually kind of tricky, all right? Look at that, a little double pass, gets the catch, steps over a defender, said, "You're too small," and just jogs into the end zone. Remember, folks, to vote, just go to my Twitter page, and I'll have a poll ready for you tomorrow until Tuesday at midnight. But in the meantime, guess what? Fun fact, insider, lean in closer. I love y'all. Ah, man, you love to see it. I hope you have a blessed night and also a great weekend. God loves you, and I love you as well.
I want it all. Fight to the finish. Handle make you fall. Go back to beginning. You never seen this. Game is the meanest.